If you own a Pitbull or a Staffy, you may be surprised to learn that airlines categorize them in the same group as English Bulldogs, French Bulldogs, and Pugs, which means that traveling with these dog breeds by plane may get quite complicated. In this video, we'll be talking about the challenges in flying these dogs, why many airlines refuse to fly them, some airlines that may fly them, and alternative options. Dogs are family, and whether you are planning to travel for leisure or are relocating due to business, it comes natural to want to bring your canine companion along. You are willing to pay all the extra money and go through all the necessary requirements involved with buying the right-sized crate, microchipping your dog, having your dog's vaccines up to date, and gathering the necessary paperwork to make it all happen. Imagine how upsetting it would be to find out that, after all your careful planning, many airlines refuse to fly your Pitbull or Staffordshire Bull Terrier because he's categorized as being brachycephalic, just like the Pug and the English and French Bulldog. Think it's frustrating? It really is. Especially when you are short of options and there are companies out there willing to take advantage of your desperation to scam you or offer to fly your dog for ridiculous prices. What are brachycephalic dogs? The term brachycephalic derives from the Greek word brachy, which means short, and the word cephalic, which means head. Put the two words together, and you have short head. The term brachycephalic is therefore used to depict dogs who feature a short and wide skull and a distinctive pushed-in face. Dogs and cats featuring brachycephalic traits are prone to a variety of health problems, leading to the umbrella term brachycephalic obstructive airway syndrome, BOAS. Animals with BOAS share several problematic features such as narrow nasal openings, elongated soft palates, thick fleshy tongues, voice box abnormalities, and narrowed windpipes, which can cause rather serious breathing difficulties. More and more airlines no longer allow many brachycephalic dog breeds to fly in their planes. This snub-nosed dog and cat restriction makes perfect sense. After several deaths due to suffocation, no airline wants to put pets entrusted in their care in danger. However, there are chances that some dog breeds are not as high risk as others, and some organizations have begun questioning whether some dogs may need to be evaluated on an individual basis. Are Pitbulls and Staffies really brachycephalic? It may be surprising for many to learn that Pitbulls and Staffies, which tend to have a rather pronounced nose and muzzle, are placed in the same category as the flat-faced, pushed-in nose breeds, like the English Bulldogs, Boston Terriers, and Pugs. While the United Kennel Club breed standard for the American Pitbull calls for a head that is large and broad, some Pitbull specimens may actually show some brachycephalic features. Sadly, as it's happening with several other breeds, unethical breeders may be exaggerating certain features of the Pitbull and Staffy, pushing towards a more brachycephalic appearance, which obviously comes with a host of potential health problems. What risks are there for brachycephalic dogs? Dogs who are over a certain weight and size are unable to comfortably fit in a carrier in front of the passenger's airline seat, which means they will need to travel in cargo unless they are a service dog. Weighing roughly anywhere between 30 to 60 pounds, most Pitbulls and Staffies won't be able to travel in the cabin and will be forced to travel as checked baggage in the cargo hold in the plane's belly. This is not exactly where the luggage goes, but it's a pressurized and temperature-controlled area. With dogs with brachycephalic features, there are risks that the stress, coupled with heat or lower oxygen levels than usual, may be dangerous. On top of this, it's important to consider any potential temperature extremes of the departure and arrival airports. A plane sitting on the tarmac for some time can cause concerns due to temperature variations. To avoid these risks, there are embargo rules where airlines set temperature limits for flying pets in checked baggage. If the origin or destination airport happens to be hotter or colder than the limit, the dog won't be allowed to be flown. Suspicious additions to the brachycephalic lists. While it's no surprise that most U.S. airlines have a no brachycephalic dog breed policy, something that is raising eyebrows is the inclusion of certain breeds that just so happen to be labeled aggressive. Among some newly classified brachycephalics are the American Staffordshire Terrier, Staffordshire Bull Terrier, and the ever-controversial Pitbull. Prior to these dogs being added to the brachycephalic list, they were banned or required to travel in an extra-duty travel crate because they were considered dangerous. But now, with their new classification as brachycephalics, these breeds will likely never be flown. Therefore, the conversation about airline bias and fairness in regards to certain breeds has mysteriously quieted down. Convenience? Perhaps a way to quiet down a debate? Of course, this is just speculation. There may be genuine concerns about the potential for respiratory problems, but these are just some things that several pit bull owners have been wondering about. But my Pitbull or Staffy doesn't look brachycephalic. As tempting as it may be to ask a vet to provide a written statement that your dog doesn't meet the criteria to be considered brachycephalic, what the airlines typically go by is the dog breed mentioned on the health certificate. If Pitbulls or Staffordshire Bull Terriers are not allowed on flights due to being considered brachycephalic, they likely won't make any exceptions. However, recently the International Pet and Animal Transportation Association has been working on a brachycephalic certification program where a specialized group of veterinarians are being specifically trained to perform fit-to-fly assessments, where dogs are individually screened for BOAS. According to Ipata, less than 5% of brachycephalic dogs are severely affected by BOAS, with the most dogs at high risk being English Bulldogs, French Bulldogs, Pugs, and Boston Terriers. Major challenges in flying pit bulls. Several US-based airlines have stopped allowing pets in the cargo hold and refused to fly dog breeds that are brachycephalic. Some still allow it, but only for those in the military traveling with active permanent change of station orders. American Airlines Cargo, under the voice Checked Pet Restrictions, lists the American Staffordshire Terrier, the Staffordshire Bull Terrier, and the Pitbull as brachycephalic. Delta lists the American Pitbull Terrier, American Staffordshire Terrier, Staffordshire Bull Terrier, and Pitbull as brachycephalic. United Airlines no longer lets you fly your pet in cargo, unless you're traveling as an active-duty military or with the State Department. Even then, United Airlines lists the American Pit Bull Terrier, American Staffordshire Terrier, and Staffordshire Bull Terrier in their embargoed dog breed list. Alaska Airlines has a list of brachycephalic or short-nosed dogs and cats that are not accepted for travel in the baggage compartment, and the American Pit Bull, American Staffordshire Terrier, and Staffordshire Bull Terrier are included. Hawaiian Airlines lists American Staffordshire Terriers, American Pit Bull Terriers, and Staffordshire Bull Terriers as brachycephalic restricted breeds. With so many airlines refusing to fly pit bulls, the next question is, are there any airlines that allow pit bulls and staffies to fly? Please note that airline policies and regulations are always subject to change. Please conduct your own research to ensure the most up-to-date guidelines and regulations before making any travel arrangements. Following are some of the rare airlines that may allow pit bulls to fly. JSX. The JSX airline is quite unique in that it allows medium to large dogs weighing up to 79 pounds to fly in the cabin. For dogs who are too large to fit under the seat carrier, customers must purchase an adjoining seat, and the dog is allowed to lay on the floor directly in front of the seat. Air Canada has brachycephalic rules, but the Pitbull or Staffy isn't listed as a brachycephalic dog breed yet. However, this airline classifies the American Pitbull, American Bully, American Staffordshire Terrier, British Staffordshire Terrier, and Staffordshire Bull Terrier as strong and requiring special crates for flying. This rule doesn't apply to puppies ages 3 to 6 months. Bark Air. This dog-friendly airline currently serves mostly the metro areas of New York City, HPN, Los Angeles, VNY, London, BQH, and Paris, LBG. Bark Air accepts dogs of all shapes, sizes, and breeds, including snub-nosed dogs, and all dogs who have never had an opportunity to fly. Please be warned that the ticket may be quite pricey, but it includes one person flying with the dog. Avianca. Avianca offers various international destinations. Although this airline doesn't fly brachycephalic dog breeds, the Pitbull Terrier is not listed among them. The KLM airline has a snub-nosed list that includes the American Bully and Staffordshire Bull Terrier, but the Pitbull is not listed. However, if you think your dog might be snub-nosed and it's not listed, they suggest calling KLM's Customer Contact Center. ITA Airways. This Italian airline warns about the risks of flying snub-nosed pets in cargo due to the risks of stress and heat. It lists the American Pitbull Terrier and American Staffordshire Terrier as brachycephalic, but recommends assessing the dog's general state of health. Are emotional support Pitbulls or Staffies allowed on flights? Unfortunately, in 2021, the Department of Transportation has stopped accepting emotional support animals on flights as they are classified now as pets and are not considered service animals. Desperate times trigger desperate solutions. Sadly, between brachycephalic bans and dangerous dog breed lists, it has become more and more challenging to travel with pets. These challenges often trigger people to fake having a service dog so that they are able to transport their pet across the country. This only creates more problems in the long run than solving them, considering the potential for more stringent rules, like the recent decision to no longer allow emotional support dogs on flights. On the other hand, owners of pit bull mixes sometimes may get away with the strict rules by having the vet change the dog's paperwork from pit bull mix to lab mix or other breeds. But let's face it, dogs are like family, and dog owners may need to fly their dogs at some point or another. Hopefully one day the skies will become friendlier for dogs, or alternate options for travel will start opening up. Some alternate travel options. There are several other options for moving pets that may be worth considering. Driving. Driving cross-country may not be thrilling, but it may be a compromise to settle for given the little options. If you want your pit bull or staffy to be extra comfy, you can even rent a camper. Ground transportation. There are companies that will move dogs from one place to another by ground transportation, typically vans. Make sure that they are specialized in animal transport and that they are insured and bonded. Citizen Shipper can connect you to professionals who can transport your dog door to door. Chartering a plane. There are some Facebook groups where it is possible to organize chartering a plane, but this can be quite a pricey option, unless there are other people willing to go on the same route flight, which can help split costs. It's also important to be wary of scams. Professional shippers. Ipata offers a list of professional shippers specializing in snub-nosed dog breeds. Transatlantic crossing. The Cunard Cruise Line allows dogs on their transatlantic crossing to and from Southampton, New York, and Hamburg. They have a pet policy where very large dogs cannot travel due to the limits on their kennel sizes. Advanced reservations are a must. They are often fully booked for the entire year. And what about the train? Amtrak only allows dogs and cats up to 20 pounds. That's the combined weight of the pet and carrier, and can only be taken along for trips no longer than 7 hours. Navigating the unfriendly skies of pit bull dog owners. Sadly, for Staffordshire Bull Terrier owners, air travel has become an uphill battle with the many airline regulations being anything but friendly. As the debate over breed bans and airline restrictions and policies continue, one thing is for sure. The current landscape leaves much to be desired for Pitbull and Staffy owners. Have you successfully flown your Pitbull? Any questions or concerns? Please share your experience or thoughts in the comment section.